Most banks quietly drain your wealth daily. These three banks have no hidden fees and boost your money control. Welcome to Money Clarity Hub. Your bank account looks safe, but it's quietly losing money every single month. Those small fees and hidden charges are not accidents, they are built into the system you trusted. This is not a promotion, and I am not getting paid to say any of the following. Everything here comes from using these services personally and seeing how they actually work over time. Keep watching, and you will know my personal choice of the online bank. Most traditional banks make money from your inactivity, your habits, and your lack of attention to details that seem too small to matter. That means every time you ignore a fee or accept a delay, your money slowly shifts away from you without resistance. You don't notice it because nothing dramatic happens in a single moment that forces your attention. It happens quietly, repeatedly, and consistently enough that it becomes part of your normal routine. Online banks change that model, but not all of them actually protect your money in the way you expect. Some remove fees but introduce limitations, while others simplify your finances in ways that actually change your behavior. Revolut, Wise, and Chime stand out because they approach your money differently from the ground up. They remove friction, reduce waste, and give you visibility that traditional banking quietly avoids. The real difference is not just lower fees, it is how these platforms influence your daily decisions without effort. When your tools are clear and immediate, your behavior improves without needing constant discipline. Not all banks treat your money equally well. Filter financial apps smarter with Money Decision Filter. Link is in the description. Revolut. Let's start with Revolut because it changes how you interact with your money in real time. It turns your account into something active where every action is visible instead of delayed. With instant notifications and clear spending breakdowns, you no longer guess where your money went. Every purchase becomes visible immediately, which makes careless spending harder to ignore or forget. You swipe your card, and within seconds, you see exactly what just happened. That small moment forces awareness and interrupts the pattern of spending without thinking. Over time, this changes how you approach even small purchases. You begin to pause slightly, not because you are restricted, but because you are aware. Revolut also lets you separate your money into different spaces without opening multiple accounts. This makes budgeting feel natural because your money is already organized before you even plan. Instead of calculating what you can spend, you already see what's available. That removes friction and reduces the chance of overspending without realizing it. Another powerful shift comes from currency exchange, especially if you deal with international payments regularly. Revolut gives you access to real exchange rates, removing the hidden margins most banks quietly include. This matters more than it seems because small differences accumulate faster than expected. What looks insignificant per transaction becomes a consistent loss over time. You might not notice losing a few dollars here and there, but repeated often enough, those small losses become a pattern that shapes your financial outcome. Now that you see how visibility and structure change behavior, the next layer becomes even more practical. This is where control starts turning into real financial efficiency without constant attention. Wise takes a different approach by focusing on transparency and precision in how money moves globally. It removes confusion and shows you exactly what you pay before anything happens. Traditional banks often hide fees inside exchange rates, making real costs difficult to see. Wise separates everything clearly, giving you full awareness before you confirm any transfer. You don't have to guess or estimate what you're losing. The numbers are shown up front, which changes how you decide to move your money. When you send money abroad, speed and cost both matter more than most people think. Wise improves both, making transfers faster and cheaper without unnecessary complexity. Delays and unclear fees are not just annoying, they create uncertainty. That uncertainty makes it harder to plan and control your financial decisions. Wise also gives you local bank details in multiple countries, which changes how you receive payments. Instead of paying international fees, you receive money as if you were operating locally. This becomes especially important if you work online or deal with global clients. You stop losing money in hidden steps and start keeping more of what you earn. You begin to notice how often you were paying just to move your own money. That realization changes how you think about every transaction going forward. Once you understand how transparency protects your money, the next shift becomes more personal. This is where banking starts affecting your daily habits instead of just your transfers. Chime focuses on simplicity and removing the penalties that quietly hold people back. It eliminates overdraft fees and delays, which are common ways people lose money without realizing it. Overdraft fees often happen because of timing, not actual financial irresponsibility. Chime removes that pressure, allowing you to recover without being penalized. You no longer get punished for small miscalculations in your balance. Instead, you gain time to adjust without losing additional money. It also offers early direct deposit, which gives you access to your money sooner. This small shift reduces stress and gives you more control over your timing. Waiting for your own money creates unnecessary pressure in your daily decisions. Getting it earlier changes how you plan and how you react to expenses. What makes Chime different is how it protects you from mistakes instead of profiting from them. Instead of benefiting from your errors, it reduces their impact and keeps you stable. This changes how you experience your finances on a daily basis. You move from reacting to problems to managing your money with more confidence. Once you recognize that each platform solves a different problem, the bigger picture becomes clearer. It is not about switching banks, it is about changing how your money behaves every day. Revolut improves visibility and structure, Wise protects transfers, and Chime removes penalties. Together, they represent a shift from extraction to efficiency in how banking works. Most people miss this because the losses feel too small to matter individually. But combined, those small inefficiencies create a pattern that quietly drains your finances. The difference is not dramatic in one moment, but it builds steadily over time. Small improvements repeated consistently create noticeable results later. You start to notice how often you ignored unclear charges or accepted delays without question. What once felt normal begins to look like a pattern that was costing you more than expected. This is where the topic becomes practical and tied directly to your daily behavior. Once you see the pattern, the next step becomes obvious without needing complexity. You begin to question every small fee instead of accepting it automatically. That awareness alone changes how your money flows and where it stays. You also start noticing how often your old bank created unnecessary friction in simple actions. Something as basic as moving money or checking details used to take more effort than it should. Switching to a better system does not require daily effort from you, but it changes your outcomes every day without needing constant attention. Most people try to fix finances by working harder or tracking more details, but the real change happens when the system itself stops working against them. Online and app-only banks quietly outperform traditional ones because they remove friction. They allow your money to move more efficiently without requiring constant decisions. You no longer need to monitor everything manually or double-check every small action. The system itself becomes more reliable, which reduces the mental effort involved. This reduction in effort matters more than most people realize at first. When managing money becomes easier, you are more consistent without forcing yourself. You also gain something less obvious, but equally important, which is clarity in your financial picture. When everything is visible and predictable, your confidence grows without needing reassurance. You begin to notice patterns in your spending that were previously invisible to you. That awareness allows you to adjust small behaviors before they turn into larger financial problems. This is where the real advantage starts to compound in a way that feels almost effortless. You are not working harder, but your outcomes begin to improve simply because your system is cleaner. At this point, the difference between systems becomes something you can feel, not just measure. You notice fewer surprises, fewer corrections, and fewer moments where your money behaves in ways you didn't expect. Not all banks treat your money equally well. Filter Financial App's Smarter with Money Decision Filter. Link is in the description. You also begin to experience fewer situations where your balance creates uncertainty or hesitation. Instead of reacting to your money, you start anticipating it, which changes your confidence in daily decisions. This shift carries into how you think about spending, saving, and moving money over time. Your decisions become less reactive and more intentional, even without consciously trying to change. Once you experience this, going back to unclear fees and delays feels frustrating. You begin to see how much control you were missing without realizing it. And here's the part that most people overlook until it becomes obvious. Your financial results are shaped more by your system than your effort. The wrong system drains your money even if you try to be careful. The right system protects your money even when you are not focused. You don't lose money because of one big mistake. You lose it through small, repeated inefficiencies that never get questioned. Those inefficiencies become habits, and those habits shape your long-term results. What feels minor today becomes meaningful when repeated over months and years. And once you see that clearly, staying in the same traditional bank system stops feeling reasonable. And finally, on balance, my personal choice is Revolut. It has recently obtained the UK full banking license with the deposit protection, so it's more reliable than ever. It moves rapidly, with the market offering the best currency choices and instant payments. It offers clarity and execution that set it apart from other online platforms. It operates a global platform that its competitors find hard to match. And remember, this is not a promotion, it's my honest, practical opinion. Thanks for watching Money Clarity Hub. Keep your mind clear and your money growing. Subscribe for more practical insights every week and check our playlists for more clarity and growth.